Dallas rapper Yella Beezy, once at the top of the game with fame and fortune, now finds himself behind bars, facing a capital murder charge for the brutal killing of his longtime rival, Mo3. Despite thinking he had outrun his past, the streets have caught up with him. Authorities arrested Beezy real name Marquise Conway at his home on Thursday, bringing him to justice for a crime he allegedly thought he had escaped. The rapper, known for his viral hits and lavish lifestyle, is now looking at the possibility of the death penalty as he awaits sentencing for the 2020 murder of Melvin Noble, better known as Mo3.
A manhunt is still underway after a deadly shooting along I-35 not far from the Dallas Zoo. Investigators say when the suspect walked up to the victim's car, the victim got out and tried to run away. The suspect shot him in broad daylight right there on the highway.
For years, fans speculated that the feud between Yella Beezy and Mo3 ran deeper than rap beef. But few expected police to officially connect Beezy to the crime nearly 4 years later. A newly released indictment accuses Beezy of orchestrating Mo3's murder, allegedly hiring 22-year-old Con White to carry out the hit in exchange for payment. On the morning of November 11, 2020, Mo3 real name Melvin Noble was traveling northbound on Interstate 35E near Illinois Avenue when his life was cut short in a hail of gunfire. Reports indicate that a suspect, believed to be White, chased him down and shot him multiple times before fleeing in a black Chevy Camaro. Mo3 was rushed to the hospital, but his injuries proved fatal. White was later arrested and sentenced to 9 years in federal prison on weapons charges related to the shooting. Another suspect, Devin Maurice Brown Jr., was also taken into custody. Yet, for years, the biggest question remained: who ordered the hit? That mystery was finally answered when Dallas authorities made their move against Beezy. The rapper real's named Marquise Conway was booked into Dallas County Jail, held on a $2 million bond. His arrest sent shockwaves through the hip-hop world, confirming long-standing suspicions that Mo3's murder wasn't just random street violence, it was a calculated execution. For Beezy, this latest arrest adds to a long list of legal troubles. Even before the indictment, he had numerous run-ins with the law, including gun charges, a sexual assault allegation, and a child endangerment case. Now, with a capital murder charge hanging over him, he faces the grim possibility of never seeing freedom again. Meanwhile, the streets of Dallas haven't forgotten, and Mo3's mother, Nicole Williams Noble, wasted no time reacting to the news. Shortly after Beezy's arrest, she took to Facebook, calling it justice and saying she could finally find peace. Her post was flooded with comments from Mo3 supporters, many of whom had been waiting years for closure. Yes, in the aftermath of Mo3's murder, Beezy carried himself like a man who believed he was untouchable, despite street rumors linking him to the crime. He continued living lavishly, flaunting stacks of cash, luxury jewelry, and high-end cars on Instagram, as if the tragedy hadn't fazed him. Even when pictures surfaced of him with Don't Trill White One of Mo3's accused killers, he brushed it off. If anything, he appeared to mock Mo3's supporters. At the start of 2021, Beezy posted a video celebrating the new year, declaring that he was putting his haters in the dirt. Many believe this was a subliminal shot at Mo3, and his fans a sign that, at the time, Beezy felt invincible. But now, with the...
Hey man, new year, new blessings. You understand me? We made it through a hell of a year. You understand? Anybody that ain't for you, anybody that's going against you, anybody that got negative, you understand me, ain't bringing no positive vibe. You know, in the words of Gucci, put that in the dirt, nigga.
This wasn't just rap beef, it was a chilling display of confidence, as if Yella Beezy believed he had already won. But the walls were closing in. In February 2021, Beezy was caught slipping when undercover officers arrested him, discovering 5 firearms and a bulletproof SUV in his possession. He was moving like a man prepared for war. Yet instead of realizing he was under surveillance, he continued playing recklessly. Meanwhile, his old rival and friend, Trap Boy Freddy, fanned the flames, dropping diss tracks mocking Mo3's death, making it clear their side had no remorse. Now, with a capital murder charge looming over him, Beezy's future looks bleak. If convicted, he could face life in prison or worse. While the streets of Dallas were already dangerous, the prison system brings its own set of risks. He won't just be another high-profile inmate, he'll be a marked man. Mo3's name still carries weight, and there's no telling who might be waiting to settle old scores behind bars. As Beezy steps into his new reality, he'll have plenty of time to reflect on how an unnecessary feud cost him everything. Inside, the Yella Beezy versus Mo3 Beef Dallas wasn't always divided between Yella Beezy and Mo3. There was a time when the city's rising rap stars coexisted, taking pictures together, supporting one another, and sharing the same stages. But when fame and fortune started rolling in, so did old street politics, jealousy, and resentment. Mo3, known for his gritty storytelling and street-savvy persona, often spoke about how his rapid rise in the industry brought unseen enemies from his past into the rap game. Even Baton Rouge rap legend Boozy Badaz was pulled into the mix. Initially, Boozy was a neutral figure, admiring the talent coming out of Dallas. He took a particular interest in Mo3, appearing in vlogs with him, praising his skills, and even collaborating on music. Mo3 embraced the cosign, adopting the moniker Mo3 Badaz as a tribute to Boozy. Meanwhile, Yella Beezy was making waves in his own right. His street anthem, Trap in Designer, was generating buzz, and by the time he appeared on Say Cheese, TV confidently listed Dallas's top rappers, including himself, Trap Boy Freddy, Go Yayo, and Lil Ronnie. At that point, everything seemed cordial, if not friendly. However, as the industry spotlight grew brighter, cracks in their relationship began to show. In a May 2017 interview with Say Cheese, Mo3 admitted he and Beezy had a misunderstanding but claimed they had settled it. He explained that they met up in Dallas and squashed the issue, attributing the tension to miscommunication, possibly over a woman. Beezy later echoed the same sentiment, suggesting a female had stirred up drama between them. But despite their public reassurances, peace wouldn't last long. As both artists gained more notoriety, tensions escalated. Industry insiders noted that Mo3's rapid success often put him at odds with other local artists. Things took a deadly turn on May 27, 2017, when Mo3 attended a concert at Club Phantom in Fort Worth. What was supposed to be a night of celebration ended in tragedy when gunfire erupted just before 4 a.m. A 31-year-old man, Hector Wilkins, known in the streets as Lil Half, was shot in the torso and later died at the hospital. Authorities quickly suspected a gang-related killing. Not long after, Mo3 found himself behind bars following a dramatic early morning raid at his home. In a later interview with Cam Capone, he recalled the terrifying moment, shedding light on the chaos that surrounded his rise in the industry.
I heard a knock at the door. I mean, it was just me and my son. I heard beating at the door. Boom, boom. I'm like, before I even walked to the door, it hit me. I knew. I was like, oh, okay, okay. They was finna kick the in, so I was like, hold up. So right when I opened the door, it's AR-15, big flag lights, and me and my son's face.
Police charged Mo3 with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and set his bond at $100,000. However, being behind bars didn't shake him. In a phone interview, he joked about the experience, claiming that officers treated him like a celebrity, allowing him to drive his own truck to jail and even stopping at McDonald's on the way. Despite his confidence, the legal battle drained him financially. Mo3 later revealed that he spent over $90,000 in legal fees trying to fight the case, leaving him broke. He insisted that his arrest was based on nothing more than social media rumors. Ultimately, the charges were dropped due to a lack of evidence. As tensions in the Dallas rap scene continued to rise, comedian Roy Lee found himself caught in the middle. Known for his humor and unfiltered opinions, Lee publicly addressed the escalating feud, claiming that it was Mo3 against the entire Dallas-Fort Worth area. While his jokes entertained many, they may have gone too far. Roy Lee and Mo3 were close friends, so it wasn't surprising that he sided with Mo3 and took jabs at his rivals. However, one person who didn't take the jokes lightly was Yella Beezy. In a real-life interview, Roy Lee threw shade at Beezy, mocking his claim to be from Oak Cliff, America, and daring him to come on up so we can rob you. The disrespect didn't go unnoticed. In August 2017, tensions boiled over when Roy Lee and Yella Beezy clashed at King of Diamonds nightclub. According to Lee, Beezy and his crew jumped him during the altercation, prompting him to demand a fair one-on-one fight.
I did an interview and I was talking about... I ain't lying in the interview. You understand me? This beef ain't got nothing to do with nobody else but Yella Beezy and Roy Lee. This little boxing match ain't got nothing to do with nobody else.
In subsequent interviews, Roy Lee continued to taunt Yella Beezy, calling him a coward, questioning his Oak Cliff roots, and even threatening to involve people's mothers and grandmothers. His relentless mockery only escalated tensions with Beezy, refusing to engage in a direct fight. The feud underscored the growing animosity within Dallas's rap scene, as Roy Lee's comedic jabs added fuel to an already volatile rivalry. In September 2018, Roy Lee was shot in the leg while sitting in a parking lot. Initially, it seemed like he would recover. He continued performing comedy shows and even posted social media videos addressing the shooting. However, weeks later, complications arose, and he tragically succumbed to blood clots caused by his injuries. Mo3 took Roy Lee's death personally. In an emotional, no-jumper interview, he displayed a chain dedicated to his fallen friend, stating he wasn't supposed to die like that, he was a comedian. Though no one openly accused Beezy, many believed he was somehow connected to Lee's death. Just days later, on October 14, 2018, Yella Beezy became the target of a violent ambush that nearly claimed his life. In the early hours of the morning, while driving along the Sam Rayburn Tollway, a car pulled up beside him and unleashed more than a dozen bullets into his vehicle. Hit multiple times, Beezy miraculously survived, though his injuries were severe. Authorities quickly responded to the scene, finding Beezy wounded but still conscious. He was rushed to a nearby hospital for emergency treatment. News of the shooting spread rapidly, with fans and fellow rappers flooding social media with reactions. Many speculated that the attack was direct retaliation for Roy Lee's death, given the rising tension in the city. In an interview with The Breakfast Club, Beezy later recounted the terrifying moment. He revealed that he had noticed suspicious cars trailing him after leaving a club and had been on high alert. But by the time he realized he was being followed, it was already too late. The gunfire had erupted.
Find my phone, open the door, get out the car, I started running. You know what I'm saying? I get out the car, start running.
Were they chasing you? Or
nah,
they were gone?
I think they were gone. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't know. Like right. I just know somebody came up beside and started shooting.
As Beezy recovered, Mo3 remained silent about the incident. In interviews, he dodged questions about the shooting, making it clear that he had no intention of discussing the situation publicly. While Beezy was still healing from his injuries, another incident further escalated the tension between him and Mo3. In July 2019, both rappers were scheduled to perform at the Unruly Citizens Festival at the Ford Center. However, when Mo3 arrived at the venue, he was met by police officers who informed him that he would not be allowed to enter. Meanwhile, Yella Beezy was permitted to perform without any issues. Outraged, Mo3 took to Instagram Live to vent his frustration. In the video, he accused Beezy and his team of using law enforcement to keep him out of the event, further fueling the growing animosity between the two.
He got me in the car and said, you had beef with a rapper. I don't have beef with no rapper. Well, that's what him and his team is saying. Him and his team are telling us that they don't want to be near you.
However, Yella Beezy quickly fired back, dismissing Mo3's claims as desperate attempts for clout. According to Beezy, Mo3 was never actually booked to perform at the festival in the first place. Man, stop playing, Beezy scoffed in response. Ain't nobody on the same flyer as me. The back and forth didn't stop there. Trap Boy Freddy, another Dallas rapper aligned with Beezy, also chimed in, mocking Mo3 for allegedly faking an arrest just to gain attention. Look at the flyer. He just wants to be relevant. Freddy laughed. 2 days after the festival, Beezy appeared on Vlad TV where he was asked about the incident. When Vlad mentioned Mo3's name, Beezy smirked and simply replied,